So I was starting to go crazy. Towards the tail end of it, my parents started going to a church. My family found a church that they were locked into. They were enjoying for a season, and they were a part of. And I remember I was reluctant to go. I was like, all these other churches, they don't like me. They hate me. And this one was in South Bend, actually. And I was like, they don't want me there. Like, and really, I just didn't know how to be there and show up in the church. But I didn't know how to just be authentic and tell people the truth. Thought I had to hide, and then they could feel that, and they were like, okay, what's going on with this guy, you know? So I remember though, I was riding with my mom. I didn't have my license, I remember, and I was riding to church with her. I finally said, okay, I'll go, and we're riding, and she says, look, you should talk to the pastor. Will you talk to the pastor? I'm like, every time I see that guy come off stage, he gets mobbed. I'm not going to get a chance to talk to him. She goes, okay, well, if he's alone, for some reason, will you talk to him? And I go, yeah, if that happens. Doubtful, but I'll do it. I'll go up and I'll talk to him. I'll ask him for help. He gets done with the sermon. He gets off stage, and he's just standing there kind of like kicking dirt. It looks like he's just kicking around, like waiting for someone to come and talk to him. And no one is around him. It is unusual. He usually gets mobbed. So my mom's like, this is God telling you to go talk to him. Go talk to him. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I go and I talk to him, and I'm talking to him, and I say, hey, here's my problem. I drink like this. I said yes to Jesus. I want to change. I don't know how to change. He goes, with addiction, I want to help you, but I'm not the guy. It takes a lot of humility to say that for a lead pastor. He said, we have a counselor that is great for this. You should see her. Schedule a meeting with her. Here's her card. I'll go get it for you. And he went away, came back with her card, said, here, email her, text her, whatever. Get in touch with her. So I waited a whole another week to even try to get in touch with her. And then I got in touch. We set up a meeting, and then I did about 4 sessions with her, and it was amazing. It was great, and I wanted help. I still didn't know how to get help, but she suggested I go to AA meetings, and I go, I don't want to do that. And she said, well, just go to get your paper signed. And I was thinking about it, actually, and I started to contemplate it. And then my family and I had this big, I actually tried to go to an AA meeting, and no one showed up to the meeting. It was like a kind of one in this area. And I was like, no one goes there. Like, what? And they didn't show up for some reason. I was like, this is God talking to me, Mom. He doesn't want me to go to AA. And she's like, are you sure about that? Because I think they could help you. And I'm like, sure. But all that to say, God worked all that out. And then I eventually did go to a meeting. And I'm going to talk about that in the next video. But what a blessing to have people show up like that. And he didn't know me. He could have said, well, you know, I can meet with you, but here's a Bible verse or whatever. But he said, he didn't even say that he knew how to help me. He was humble enough to say, I'm not the right person, but I know someone who can. She is good at this. And she was actually a member of Al-Anon because her dad was an alcoholic. And she tricked me into going into a meeting pretty much. And I'll tell you about that next time. But I actually went, and it was good. But Jesus has totally radically transformed my life. I get to go out. I get to serve churches all over with my family. Look, it is a blessing to be able to serve God's people. So if you're drinking alcoholically and you don't have a way out, look, maybe you got to get a paper signed, or maybe it's the lover, the lawyer, or the liver that's calling you to get sober, whichever one. Just go. Check it out. Go for a week or two. What do you lose? Go for every day in a row. Why not? It's better than being a drunk. That's what I experience. It's better than slowly dying because of alcohol. So, but most important things to do for me as an alcoholic, growing my relationship with Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and then hanging around with people who are staying sober still, at least a few times a week. So, yeah, serving is huge, getting out of myself. Yeah, Jesus said, the Son of Man came not to serve. Wait, I messed that up. Let me restart. The Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve. And then he washed his disciples' feet as a servant would do. And he got up. The Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, got down and washed feet. I can serve people too. So, all right. Kind of rambling at the end of that, but see you in the next one.